In a year of seemingly only increasing good news for film photography, it doesn't come without a little bit dose of reality. Well, we certainly got that with the news that Pentax is going to be shutting down, or I guess I should say pausing film camera production for the foreseeable future. We also got news that TKO, the main creative force behind the Pentax Film Camera Project, also has left the company, which is obviously not good. Before we dive into that, let's lay some groundwork so we're all on the same page here. Last year, Ricoh released the Pentax 17, a half-frame camera that shoots vertically, similar to how we see images on our phones. Led by TKO, their plan was to release a multitude of different film cameras, a traditional SLR, a point-and-shoot camera, and much more. The idea is that the success of previous cameras would provide funding for future cameras, seemingly a great plan, especially with film photographers running their discontinued film cameras into the ground and then having fewer and fewer repair shops that are actually able to service them. Well, as per TKO, he has decided to leave the company, and thus film camera production from Pentax coincidentally has also paused. I've decided to leave Ricoh Imaging, the beloved and glorious brand Pentax, in March. Since joining the company, I've been involved in the design and planning of many digital cameras, and especially in the past few years in the world of analog cameras. And it has been an irreplaceable asset and happiness for me to have been able to interact with many people involved and fans. I've been very busy for several years, so I would like to take a break for a while. While obviously we don't know necessarily the ins and outs, it does seem like he just kind of wants to slow down, as TKO is definitely getting up there more in age and is not necessarily a spry young man anymore. As per KosmoFoto, they reached out to Ricoh and they stated the following. TKO contributed significantly to Pentax design and development throughout his career, most recently playing a key role in the launch of the Pentax 17. We remain grateful for the valuable input and wish him the best as he moves on to new endeavors. Through the film project, he earned the respect and admiration of many in the film community. After working so hard, it's entirely understandable that he would want to take some time for himself and focus on what's important to him. The Pentax 17 was an important project to reintroducing film photography under the Pentax banner, reflecting the renewed interest among younger generations. We received a phenomenal response from the film community and remain focused on inspiring photographers worldwide to shoot film. On the business side, film cameras currently play a smaller role than our established GR line. Because this is our first new film camera in more than 15 years, we need time to gather feedback, meet with customers, and learn what they appreciated or felt was missing before making decisions on future film products. So while TKO played a significant role in the Pentax film project, his departure does not affect the possibility of future film models. Rather, we are continuing to evaluate the Pentax 17's reception and considering how it may set the direction for our long-term approach to film photography. We appreciate your continued interest and will share more details as soon as they become available. Okay, while it's not explicitly stated, and in fact it's kind of hinted towards the other notion, I do think that this is Pentax basically formal release that they are going to be pausing film cameras for the foreseeable future. While yes, they claim to not need TKO, they do need more time, more consumer reviews, and honestly, time probably in research and development for new film cameras as a whole. While I understand some of the design decisions like the half frame, vertical orientation, I do think that there were some seemingly shortcomings. The extremely dated zone focusing and somewhat disorienting way of shooting vertical photos while holding the camera in normal landscape orientation. While to be fair, most half-frame cameras are weird like that, but for someone who doesn't shoot cameras or film very much, both of those things could be increasingly frustrating and honestly turn me off from the camera. It's also in kind of a weird spot, being aimed pretty much entirely for beginner film photographers, but coming in at $500, I don't know, it's kind of an expensive price point, and I think just a normal film point and shoot with automatic focusing or a manual SLR for the same price could have appealed to a much larger audience. But what do I think this means for Pentax and Pentax cameras moving forward? Well, I'm hopeful that they truly are just taking a break, hopefully looking at how the Pentax 17 did, its strengths and shortcomings, and then spending 2025 slowly developing a new camera for 2026 or 2027 even from the ground up. While I have no concrete data to support this, it does seem like the Pentax 17 was well received and sold well, especially in the US and Japanese markets. However, there's a chance that this camera did not sell well at all, as we don't really have any data sets out, and Ricoh could be wanting to push itself a little further away and distance itself from this failed project. Hopefully that's not the case, but just hypothesizing. Keep in mind, film camera production is not a cheap task, especially in the modern world where film cameras have not been consistently made on a large scale for 20 years. So yeah. Regardless, once I know more, you guys will definitely be the first ones to know, so stay tuned for more news coming soon, I guess. Otherwise, that'll wrap it up for this one, guys. Let me know down in the comments what you think about Pentax and this news. I'm hopeful that they can be bringing out some new cameras here in the future, but I understand that it's not necessarily the easiest endeavor, and with your main engineer and creative designer leaving, they're kind of in a tough spot. Otherwise, that'll do it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, stay shooting. Till the next time, adios.